Hello, and welcome once again to Kray Z Comics and Stories. I am your,
You're supposed to be delightful and charming, but you can be fuzzy and paranoid.
No, I am the delightful and charming Uncle Rat Bastard. And I don't care what Cory says, I am going to say I am. And
fine, take the show. It's all yours.
And across the table from me is Crazy Joe Strode. Right?
Can't talk, eating.
Am I doing this right?
No.
No. Alright, fine, take it.
Oh, I'm better than you.
Hello and welcome once again to Kray Z Comics and Stories. It's me, your charming and delightful
Wait, have we started?
old Uncle Rat Bastard.
Old is right.
I liked your opening better, Wolfie.
Thank you.
And sitting across the table, we don't even need the series of tubes and wires. Matter of fact, why don't we just go around the table? Mystery guests, introduce yourselves.
Go the other way, I'm eating.
And how's that different from any other episode?
Because we're in a restaurant this time.
Oh, okay.
Hey, so I'm Jules Mohr. I'm here for the first time ever.
We're being invaded by children.
Uh-oh.
You have what?
I'm done. Go.
You're done?
Yeah.
I can do stuff.
No.
No.
Not that kind of stuff.
Jeez, I bring my own milk and I can't do anything with it.
Not in public.
Oh, well. I am Wolfie the Dad, of course, the most awesomest person ever to be on this podcast.
Definitely the fuzziest.
Definitely.
Nah.
Yeah, that's true.
No, don't go on
wow.
unbuttoning.
I'm just,
You don't want to
that's
have
enough.
You don't want to have the waitresses start to like stampede us.
Well, it's more like that, baby. It's a Yeti.
Can you do more buttons?
No.
More?
No.
Stop.
More? What?
Less.
Yes. Oh, I see what you did there.
And I am Dan Mohr. I am Wolfie's handler, and I think that's about all I do.
Keeps his hands warm in the winter.
Well, you and Joe keep threatening to do a Transformers podcast.
That is true. We do threaten to do that.
And I'm doing something that used to irritate the hell out of my poor mother while we were waiting for dinner.
What's really amazing is he did that without his hands.
I know. Most impressive. And of course, Jules laughs.
I laugh at everything. I'm easily entertained.
So she laughs at all the small things, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Very small things.
But for the record, I'm wearing pants.
I can verify that.
So what brings us? Where are we, Cory?
We are at a restaurant known as the Patty Wagon. Which
Nobody named Patty here, which is really weird.
we don't know that.
Oh.
And my friend Tommy, who has done a couple podcasts with me about Mad Magazine and Mad the Comic Book, this is his favorite place, and it's kind of transferred over to me that I enjoy it a lot too. So I thought we'd get together and talk about CONvergence. Now, CONvergence is where Dan's going to be setting up. It's not a comic book convention, so I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. So while Dan talks about it, I'm going to eat his onion rings here.
All right.
So what is the difference between a sci-fi convention and a comic book convention? Or is CONvergence even a sci-fi convention?
Well, CONvergence is more of a sci-fi fantasy, kind of more just geek convention. I mean, there's talk comic book and stuff like that. There's a lot of panels that go on, and from just sci-fi shows, books, whatever, to comic books. In fact, you know, why can't I think of his name? The guy who created Wolverine.
Oh, Len Wein.
Len Wein's been there multiple times. The creator of Gargoyles, Greg Weisman, I think, has been there multiple times. Last year, Marina Sirtis was there. So, I mean, it's a large amount of things that go on.
When is it?
When is it? I don't care.
You don't care.
It's always near July 4th weekend.
Yes.
So this year it isn't on July 4th weekend. It's the next weekend coming up, but
Yeah. So
after that.
July 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Yeah, CONvergence has a lot of different things at it. I mean, they've got gaming, they've got different kinds of fantasy, TV show, movie, literature, science fiction, just all kinds of stuff going on. So there's almost something for everybody.
Almost. Nothing.
If you don't like being around humans, don't go.
That's why I'm not going.
You wonder why we can't promote this podcast. Quarters on the corner. I got a little podcast.
I don't even leave the house anymore unless somebody's paying me.
What are you doing here?
It's on my way home from work.
Oh, okay.
Duh.
Well, that makes sense. All right.
Gives me someplace to go between leaving work and going to work.
And
Wait,
besides,
what?
there's food.
Now, another thing that I know about CONvergence is parties.
Yes, there are lots and lots of parties.
Now, comic conventions don't have a lot of parties.
Not normally, no. Not at least not the ones that I've seen. So, most comic conventions that I know of also aren't usually in hotels that people. I mean, the attendees stay at, and the convention actually goes 24 hours. You know, one way or another. However, at the same time, you don't have a lot of comic book conventions where you have people sleeping in the stairwells either, like CONvergence has had.
Not just sleeping.
Okay.
Well, yeah, not just sleeping.
While they're busy blabbing, here's the business. www.convergence-con.org. It's at the Doubletree by the Hilton Bloomington. July 6th, starting at noon and going through Sunday, July 9th, ending at 7. So that if you need any more information, since Dan was a wealth of information. Just terribly wealthy.
Yeah. I'm never prepared for this.
That's
And this one's not, you know.
good job.
Yeah.
Now you ready to join me now?
However, of course, there's the dealer's room, which is the most important thing because myself and Jules will have a table there.
Yep, Daniel will be selling his original comics and art and stuff like that, and
She's better at this than I am.
trade, the trade art cards and things like that. And I will be selling handmade art, one-of-a-kind art jewelry.
And of course, I'll be there doing whatever I feel like at the time.
Or whoever.
Mostly whoever.
Everyone.
Hopefully asking for ID first.
Yeah, I usually do that at these.
Now, what sort of dealers show up at these things?
Ooh, the creepiest.
Okay, so far?
Because, you know, at comic conventions, it's mostly artists and people selling comics.
Oh, we've got costume people who make costumes, people who make jewelry, people who do leather goods, leather mugs, we've got hat makers, and there are
Source is usually there.
sources there. There are people who are selling games, people who are selling weapons, people who are selling all kinds of things. If it could have to do with any of the geek type genres, it's there.
So I could get a laser-sighted AK-47?
No,
No.
but maybe a laser-sighted Zelda sword.
Yeah.
How about a laser-sighted crossbow?
Yeah, probably.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those don't work as well because you really need it to be able to curve. And lasers don't do that well.
Now, CONvergence wasn't the first big science fiction convention in the Twin Cities.
Not as such, no.
There was another one, and I've heard that CONvergence kind of came out of a split.
Yes, actually, there's a couple cons that came out of that split. It was originally Minicon, which is still going, but is much smaller now.
They changed the direction that they wanted to go with their convention. And so some of the other groups started their own conventions to take their conventions in more the direction they wanted. So everybody kind of got what they wanted.
That was amazingly diplomatic.
Thank you.
Well, I know when
I
moved,
tried.
when I moved here, CONvergence was not CONvergence. The first one, Minicon,
Minicon.
was the huge one. And when we started the comic book convention, people actually, well, you should tie in with Minicon. They're the big dog. And they kept saying that we should connect with them, and we decided to kind of stay on our own because we just wanted to do comics.
And that was probably a smart idea.
Yeah. Well, it's a totally different feel. The comic con is more of a daily kind of thing. It's not as much into parties, and there's not as many tracks of panels and this and that, and it's a little more focused than the science fiction conventions can be.
And Minicon kind of wanted everybody to be attached to them, and then they didn't.
We like you, but go away now.
Yeah, kind of.
It was amazing. It just kind of, it blew up, and all of a sudden there were 3 conventions.
Well, that's a good thing.
Well, yeah. Yeah, CONvergence came out of it. You had Minicon still, and then MarsCon. So.
Yep. I will attend, I did attend MarsCon this year,
I borrow a French
and
fry.
will be attending CONvergence this year.
Just one.
So, but I sort of have to, since we're selling at CONvergence, and I'm also working CONvergence.
Okay. So how long has CONvergence been going?
Next year is 20 years.
Impressive.
So in 2 years it can drink.
Yes. Oh, they drink enough
No,
now.
I don't think that's a
The party rooms some of them are kind of like but they can be amazing. There's usually free-flowing alcohol coming out of a lot of them. Jules and myself at one point actually ran a party room for many years with some friends. It was based on the Willy Wonka movies.
Oh.
Yeah. If you have seen pictures of me, you probably will not believe this, but I was Willy Wonka.
Is that the part when they're riding on a psychedelic bull?
Yeah, well,
No.
kind of. I had that effect on people, I'll tell you that.
Spitting's a dirty habit. I know it last year one.
But
Everything in this room is eatable, including me. But that is called cannibalism and is looked down in many cultures.
To the other side of the bar, Reginald. We'll call you when we need you.
Oh, fine, I'll be back later.
yeah, a lot of the parties will have alcohol, and then they card because they have to, But then there's some really fun parties that don't actually serve alcohol, like the Mos Eisley Cantina. They have ices
Oh,
that they
okay.
have, which is kind of cool. And that for a couple years there was House of Toast that had a toast with tons of different kinds of toppings. They're not there this year, but hopefully at some point they'll come back. I really liked that party.
They had a toast glory hole.
Oh, jeez.
I don't think I want to know.
Wolfie, over with Reginald.
Well, I was gonna say, he is really dumb, but he's got a nice ass. What? What?
Now I'm getting very confused.
Why?
2 of Dan's alter egos are complimenting each other.
That's why I'm trying to send him to the bar. Didn't I tell you not to give Reginald bus fare?
What do you mean alter ego? I'm my own ego.
And you have one.
More like
Yes,
an,
I do. I have a
More
very,
like an
very
id.
big ego. What? What did you say? Okay, I'll talk like Joe. What did you say, Joe?
margarita. Margaritas.
Oh, margarita.
I'm going to eat my sandwich, so I'm going to introduce a topic so that I can, take a break. So, that new Transformers movie. What'd you think?
You're just trying to incite riot here, aren't you?
No, I just want to be able to eat my sandwich.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen the last 3.
And you guys say you're fans.
I'm broke fans at the moment.
I got the 20th anniversary shit version of the movie. I don't need the other ones.
Oh my god.
Wait, how'd you get the 20th anniversary edition of the movie that just came out?
And the shit version. Well, because it's been a while.
Oh,
The animated one.
yeah, okay.
Live action, forget it.
Yeah, right. So you've got multiple copies of the one.
He traveled to the future, bought the Blu-ray, and brought it back.
Nice.
I like the animated movie. It was good. It was fun.
Scarred kitties for life.
Yes, it's scarred kids for life. That's what I liked about it.
And then there was the female Transformer. That way we could have a three-way with the triple changer. Springer and RC, I'd be good with that.
What about Six Shot?
Oh! That's amazing. How many holes can we plug up with
I
that
thought
one?
you were more of a Metroplex guy.
Yeah, size doesn't matter as much as how you use it.
See, there's hope for you Bumblebee fans yet.
Yep.
Love Bumblebee.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh. Okay, so you like Bumblebee, huh? Okay, so you want to check in my trunk?
No.
Damn it.
You know, Wolf, if you got a sister, maybe she could hang out with Cory, and then Cory wouldn't be so lonely.
I'm not lonely. I have residents or coworkers around me all the time now.
I could introduce you to Cece.
Ryder?
No, Cece. She's a zombie cat.
It's not that free one on the side of the curb.
No. She's one of Jules' alter egos.
Yep. Cece. Cece did not come today, though.
No.
You ever notice Wolf, he never talks when Dan's eating?
You go very still. How you reverse out every free
An all Joe podcast. So we were talking comics a little earlier. Jules has got an art project that has to do with comics. Joe is putting together his stuff for the convention in the fall.
MSP FallCon, October 9th, at the Minnesota State Education Building.
You need some education.
And tickets won't go on sale till September 1st. That's all I got to say about that.
And Dan has comics.
I have comics.
So people should go buy them.
Oh, those. Yeah, I have a collection. I don't know what you're talking about. That's what I thought you were talking
Yeah,
about.
seriously, I mean, couldn't you just pull one or two out of his collection? He'd never notice.
No.
Because with my luck, she pulled out like my Infinity Gauntlet and take
No,
that
no,
apart.
no. It'd be that Sandman, the Sandman, the big one.
The big one that you got me?
Yeah.
The leather-bound edition, yeah.
See, we were talking earlier, as I'm going through my vast accumulation of crap, I keep running into, like, anomalies, like... Anomaly. But there was, like, my run of Marvel Knights Spider-Man. I'm missing one issue, and I think it was number 17, which was the last part. Kind of a Superman type riff. This character shows up at the Daily Bugle, impossibly huge, wearing glasses. J. Jonah Jameson pairs him with Peter Parker because this guy's a reporter. And since how long? How old is that book? It's got to be what?
Oh, it's over a decade old.
Yeah.
It was Mark Miller before Civil War.
What happened is it ends up being a child of a Super Skrull, or maybe the Super Skrull. I wasn't quite sure. But anyway, so I mean, this was back in my
Spoiler.
times. No, this is quite fresh. This food's really good.
Yeah,
But
but
I'm kind of like, how did I have all these comics and I'm missing this one? Or more importantly, Cory, let's ask Sestro before he tucks into this delicious-looking coleslaw. Tell us about Young Heroes in Love.
Young Heroes in Love was a short-run series at DC. It was kind of a mix between superheroes and romance. It was a bunch of heroes who'd never been seen before the book and have not been seen after.
Get they're going to make a TV series out of it.
That doesn't surprise me.
For some reason, I only have one issue of that book. I know I bought every single freaking one. But I just have one, number 9.
I enjoyed that book. It was a short run, but it was one of those books. It was drawn in a more cartoony style, and it was during a time when everybody was drawing like Jim Lee,
Kind
of like now. But because it was done in a cartoony style, it was easier to read. It was more appealing. The stories were very light. It was humor based. I thought it was fun.
Maybe you, in one of your fits, got rid of all the rest of them.
I don't know. If I had that, look up, if it was during my comic shop years, I more than likely might have put it on a shelf or sold it to somebody. But I think this one was before I had a comic store.
No.
Was it the 90s?
Yeah, it was 90s.
Yeah, so more than likely, I had a big box of books that were my books. Technically, they were all my books until somebody bought them. But these are like the ones I wanted to take home. And then what would probably happen is someone would dig through them. I told my employees, if somebody's missing a book, look, see if I got it and sell it to them. So back then I was like, I'm in the business to sell the book, not to buy it.
Butch bottle.
That was my retirement fund.
That's why you're still working.
Yeah. So, but it's fun going through these books. I mean, we were talking before I got here. I was going through the 5th series of Nova, or 4th.
Yes.
Happened
4th
after,
or 5th, or the Annihilation run.
Right? Yeah. And I bought them. I had them. Never read them. And now I'm reading them. So eventually they'll be read or, I don't know, liquidated, I guess, for lack of a better word, or I'll decide to keep them. Because it's always weird what I'll decide to keep.
Like that one issue of Young Heroes in Love.
I've never been a reminder. I don't know if I remember David Watkins' line from, what did he call his man? Mason Comics?
Yeah.
Titanus?
Yes.
I got the one that he had the model autograph. I'm like, okay, I'll hang on to that. That's kind of cool.
Yep, David had a model show up for one of the Minneapolis Comic Cons, dressed as his female character. Didn't help the sales.
It's not even listed on, there's none on eBay. I think it's listed on Atomic Avenue.
Oh, okay.
None for sale. Mine's on it.
Well, then you should sell it.
I'm working on it.
It's rare. There's only one copy.
So this is like how my afternoons go when I'm not, halfway across town through miles and miles of parking lot highways. Just to have a burger to talk into a little tiny recorder and I have a puppet stare at me. The puppet part I like. Anyways.
Some people pay good money for that.
It's like I got a box of comics. I've decided to expedite matters. The dollar comics that I'm going to bring to the con will not be bag and boarded. Now it does two things. First of all, it frees up a ton of space. But it also makes the boxes weigh about triple than they normally do because you can fit more in them. So I got the run. I'm slowly going to, I'll go onto the eBay. I'll have Atomic Avenue up. I'll look up Young Heroes in Love number 9. 50 cents. Put it into the dollar bin. It's called bye-bye. I talked earlier about the Lost in Space run from Innovation, which is a great line, and it was a fun line. Innovation just went out of business, took a lot of books with it. Number $1, number $2. I don't have the signed ones. I don't have the gold foil ones. Book number 1.
Gold.
$100. Why the hell is this $100? It's got interviews with all the cast members that have never been reprinted anywhere, so it's a fairly rare collector item. We were talking earlier about the Transformer. Now they're kind of hit or miss. IDW line. Sometimes you get a rare variant like Optimus Prime holding the American flag. That one's in demand. The ones around it aren't. Find a retailer variant. I found the FallCon variants. They're all running like $100 to $200, you know. Or, and we'll ask the Strode this, why is Veronica 202 worth $50?
First appearance of Kevin Keller.
Yep. And what's weird is the first appearance is worth $50. The second print version is $40. So they're both very valuable if you have either one.
Thank you.
So, can I ask the Strode?
Well,
You can ask. Whether I answer or not is a very different
I
story.
have it in the contract that he has to answer.
Oh, really?
No, I don't.
Yeah, but then you know that we'll get the questions from the listeners. How come Strode didn't answer that?
Well, what if mine's not really a question as much that he would answer as much as do?
Ooh. Do the Strode? No, that doesn't
Yes.
sound.
That never
That
happened.
never happened.
That's
Not with
well-
that Popeye chin of yours.
Not in 6 years.
not with anybody he wants.
Not in 6 years.
That's not true. There was the podcast just a little while ago where I definitely had some fun.
By yourself in the corner.
No, it was under the table. Wait a minute. Oh, I guess that was a table leg. Never mind.
Oh, that's good.
Well, it stayed
And with
hard
all
for a
this
while.
build-up, with this build-up this big, I am expecting the greatest joke of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, the build has been tremendous. So, hold on. Jules,
Yes?
usually when there's a build-up this big, does it end in disappointment?
When it's from you, yes.
Took her a while, though. It took her a little while to turn that one around.
Yeah, but if you could have seen the hurt puppy dog look on Dan's face.
Usually when the build-up's that long, it's not that it's a disappointment, it's more of a like a, wow, that was 5 seconds.
That's it? You bastard.
I was just going to ask you to pick up the toy behind you.
No.
Damn it. but with the new haircut, I can hold on to your hair better.
No, you can't. There's much less hair.
Well, yeah, but that way I can find it.
I was a little concerned. One of my coworkers said I looked 40 years younger. And all I could
40?
Yeah, all I could think is, so you think I should be riding bikes and blowing up, making forts out of sand and blowing them up with
I
my...
think you looked 90 before what?
It's starting to feel that way.
When's Sunday paper coming? I got more silly putty now.
You look 40 years younger. Well, then I shouldn't be working. It's against the
It's
law.
like asking, when the Teenage Fan Club was asking, I had a Fonzie doll up on the wall. So naturally, his pick every week was a female. A lot of Brian Boland Wonder Woman covers, if I recall.
Yes.
And so one of the employees looked at it and goes, "Who's Fonzie?"
Oh, dear Lord.
"I'm coming, Elizabeth. I'm coming." And she still was confused at that.
Oh. Yeah.
That's okay. She has kids now, and I hope she's being subjugated to that.
Mommy, who are new kids on the block? They look so old.
They're on tour again, which means they ran out of money.
I'm actually waiting for that time when Cory is older. I can just picture the podcast now. Well, yeah, back in my day, they didn't draw with those nasty 3D pens. We actually had to look at paper. They didn't come prancing across our lawn.
I tell you, I just got a copy of Spider-Man number 3052. I'm not going to eat this one. I'm going to look for the old-fashioned paper one.
Back in my day, the Star Wars comics were drawn by humans, not robots.
So let's see, what's the invite to the Strode Podcast scorecard? So Butch is 0, Lyndon is 0, Sharon is 0. And David never does count because they're not here. They're podcasting across America.
That's true.
Why? Is that what they do every summer?
Yeah. Well, what it is, matter of fact, Dave and Stephanie have a podcast on our network. Here's them talking about it.
Scrabbling Across the West, a fortnightly retelling of Dave and Stephanie.
Wait, fortnightly?
That means every 2 weeks.
I know what it means. What if we wanted to do it more or less often than every 2 weeks?
Well, that wouldn't be holding down the fort, would it?
Oh, you're funny. Okay, how about frequently?
All right, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Scrabbling Across the West, a frequent retelling of Dave and Stephanie Cofel's adventures in traveling, making music, and playing Scrabble across the Western Hemisphere. It's all about the people, the places, and the game. Scrabbling Across the West. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And what they do, Dave goes on tour and performs in all these places, and at night they've kind of made their RV to where they can camp in it, and they settle down, they play Scrabble, and record their conversation about what they did, where they went, the historical things they said, how the show went, how they get new gigs.
The tater tots are like?
Not that often.
Yeah, you think.
May I say, Cory, you are the master of the segue.
I really like a segue. I remember when they were cool. For like, I don't know, an hour or two.
Until the owner went over the cliff on that.
No, until Simon Dean came out on one in wrestling.
Ooh, I'll be happy to grab your stick and ride you.
That's why I don't like having Wolfie here.
Well, if you and Wolfie want to be alone, Jules and I can go up and bar with Reginald.
Okay.
Let's pair up Wolfie with Reginald.
Yeah,
Because I think people like Reginald as much as I like Wolfie.
So you guys are going to CONvergence. What do you got to do now to get ready for it?
Oh, dear Lord. Back! Oh, God.
She does more costuming throughout the weekend than I do, so she has a lot to pack.
So, I mean, do the rooms open? Do you actually vend from the room, or do you go down
We've been from, there is a big dealer's room, and so you have a little space in the dealer's room with tables and stuff, and you have to set up there. But I've been making jewelry already, starting to make jewelry for the convention. I've got some things I've made with TARDISes and some Doctor Who stuff, some other stuff, some pendants that are different comic characters. So stuff like that. But yeah. We've got to pack all kinds of stuff. We've got to pack all of his goods. We've got to pack all of our clothes. And of course, that takes him like no time because he wears jeans, a t-shirt, and a jacket.
And the hat.
You are the worst, best-dressed man in comics in history.
No, I wear a suit coat over the specific t-shirts with specific characters, and
Black
a leather top hat.
Yeah.
I tell you, I didn't recognize him without the top hat. If it wasn't
T-shirt.
for Wolfie, smudging his tongue across the window, I wouldn't even know this was the place we
There you
needed
go.
to be.
T-shirt.
At least I think it was.
Yeah. Hey.
T-shirt.
Yeah.
Even in retirement, I am bedecked in J. Peterman today.
Most guys can't pull off plaid, but for some reason you do.
Well, it's the Scottish part of me.
But yeah, so I have a lot of costuming I pack, and I don't even wear half of it. But I'm actually going to be in Osgood.
So you're
I'm gonna be
running
dressed as
around half
Osgood.
naked.
Yeah,
Oh,
sometimes.
There you
Yeah.
go.
When's that
Sometimes
CONvergence
almost
date?
fully naked.
One of the first times my dad actually met her, she was in, we were at CONvergence. My dad had come in.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's fine.
How about you, sir? Are you still working on yours?
I'm still working on mine.
The baskets, you have more
There you go.
here.
Thank you.
She was in a sheer
A mesh dress. See-through mesh dress.
with her panties on and pasties on
And boots.
and boots.
Well, thank God for the boots, or it would have been indecent.
Yes.
Hang on, I gotta get my heart going.
Yes.
Okay, it started.
But yeah,
One
so,
second,
so
I'll
half
come out.
naked is
I know
appropriate.
I'm good at pumping.
Wolfie, my heart's up here.
Oh,
Thank you.
what? Okay.
I didn't say go up, I just wanted to.
Oh, okay. Oh, well,
Actually,
while
one
I'm
of
down
my-
here, I'll do some mouth to mouth.
Actually, one of my favorite costumes now is the most clothed I've ever been in a costume. It's Osgood from Doctor Who.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Who's dead or alive or both? Hard to know.
Spoilers. So I mean, how do you get everything to CONvergence?
A van?
Yeah.
Normally the van is down by the river.
We use Ishmael's van.
Yeah, our roommate's van.
Our roommate's van, yeah. It's like, okay, we're nothing if not mercenary. So we fill his van. He goes ahead because he has to be there earlier.
Luckily, most of our stuff is actually fairly contained. Once we put it out, it kind of spreads out, especially like her jewelry is all in one small carry-on, but there's a ton of it in it. Unlike the comics where you have to bring the big boxes and tons of them.
And we have display stuff, which takes a little bit of room, but yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, I had to bring my toys.
Now, is the setup any different than at a comic convention? Or is it all pretty standard?
Well, in my case, it's a lot different because we put out, we actually use, instead of half a table, we use 2 full tables. And I still only get half a table, and Jules has the rest.
This is my con. No, okay.
Lucky she let you in the bed.
I know.
You get this part, she gets the rest of it. You go to the bar with Reggie.
Hey.
Yep. Daniel's actually done some designs for some nail art designs that we will have there as well.
Sure.
How about hammer art?
Hammer art?
Yeah. If you're going to have nail art, you should have hammer art.
Oh.
Yeah, nice.
That's a good point, actually.
Nice to know George Bush is still around. Good old Jeb.
I think he has hammer art, actually. Don't you have at least one trading card with Thor's hammer on it?
Yes. Yes, I do.
How about MC Hammer?
The white stuff. Oh, wait, that's Oreo cookies. Never mind.
Stop. It's Wolfie time. You.
Every time Wolfie.
Like?
Nothing.
Nothing. Moving on.
Moving on.
Every time Wolfie, he's really out of sight. He doesn't have no teeth, so he doesn't got no bite.
Yeah,
Wait. No. They're worn down a little bit, but he does have teeth.
And they're
more
felt.
like
Hey, can you put that in my mouth again? Ow.
Actually, I think his fangs are
They've
foam.
worn down. Yeah.
No, foam.
Oh, foam. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's not the only convention that you guys are a big part of, because CONvergence, I know, is involved in planning
And I'm actually
and having heart attacks.
And I'm actually I help run it as well. I'm a subhead on 2 different departments.
Okay.
IT and first advisors.
See, when I ran the convention, it was okay. You do this. Cory, you're doing everything else. God damn it.
And I was head of IT for a few years, but I needed to abdicate because it was like this is taking too much time.
Well, in that case, Cory, do you want a job at CONvergence?
No.
Oh.
But
I have enough jobs.
Yeah,
I have enough jobs. You realize next week, 73.5 hours at the part-time job.
I'm actually.
I know. I'm so lazy.
I'm actually quite proud of the fact you said no.
Well, and Daniel was actually guest of honor at Anime Detour this year when it happened, and I actually helped run with that. I was head of the guest con suite for that convention.
But there's a convention that you guys kind of own free and clear all to yourselves.
Oh, the Holiday Geek Expo?
Yes.
Yes.
Pimp it,
the
baby.
Holiday Geek Expo. Holiday Geek Expo. It happens the first weekend of December every year. And it's like instead of being like a convention, it is a standalone dealer's room type expo. So we try to get different vendors from the different dealers' rooms, Anime Detour, CONvergence, different stuff like that, so that geeks can come and shop for the holidays for other geeks at times when they wouldn't necessarily have a convention to shop at and be able to get that type of stuff for their friends. or family. And so we also have authors do author signings, and we also have artists, a little artist alley and stuff like that. So one year we had a costume contest. So we've had different demos for gaming. So we do try to do something different every year too, to give a little more.
One year we even had a podcast show up.
Yeah.
Boy, what a dumb idea that was. That'll never happen again.
So yeah, so we're looking for vendors and looking for artists and authors and stuff like that. So
yeah.
You can go on to holidaygeekexpo.com, and actually, if you're a vendor, there's a form you can fill out to apply, and otherwise you can get information. I believe it's December 2nd and 3rd this year.
Yeah, it's a Saturday and Sunday.
We'll have more info as the time grows close.
Yeah, because we all know how good at that I am.
I'm good at that because that's where people can go to buy Worldwide News, the book.
Yes,
which got great reviews from the 2 people I've talked to who bought it.
And I tell you, it's an awesome crapper book. If you happen to have a quick one you got to push out, it's great to just sit down, crack that baby open, and not only for emergencies, but also fun reading.
I don't know, the paper's awful slim.
My daughter's up hiking the Superior Trail now, and she has her copy with her. Just
oh, good.
The ink doesn't run, it feels smooth on the glands. Perfect.
I will say, I do actually know that at MSPCon this year, we did sell it to somebody I don't think either of us knows. So somebody picked it up that isn't a friend of ours.
Make them sign up.
Wait, I have friends?
He has signed a couple, didn't he?
Yeah, he signed a couple.
Yeah, no,
You
make
need
them
to
sign
sign
them
more.
all.
Okay.
They just sit down and one after, make them stare at the electric clock and do his signature at least 1,000 times. And then, you know, we'll throw them away or something. You know, rare mint, untouched Cory copy.
Well, hey, if we do 1,000, that means at least everybody who downloads the podcast the first week could get one. So what you people need to start buying these.
Yes.
Cory,
Slackers.
have some more coleslaw.
Okay. Well, and after, you know who doesn't need any coleslaw?
Well, Wolfie, that's for sure. That idiot at the bar.
No,
What's his name?
I like stringy things in my mouth.
Well, have some of these oysters.
Oysters? Ooh. Yes, you were doing a segue?
Yeah, and it got derailed.
Yeah, that's my job, and I do it well.
They do that.
You know who doesn't get derailed?
Most Burlington Northern trains.
I would disagree with that.
Thanos,
most
the
of
tank
them-
engine?
It's Canadian Pacific. They tend to.
By the way, has anybody read the actual Thomas the Tank Engine books? I read those to my son when he was young. They're unbelievably depressing.
Excuse me, Cory, you're a very useful podcaster.
I know, I get used all the time.
I know I use them as often as possible.
Hey, Joe, I got an idea.
First time?
Wolfie,
Yeah?
can I have the keys to your apartment?
I don't have an apartment.
He has a box. It's about this big.
Still, I want to go there and do his dishes.
I've got something you can clean.
No. See, if I do his dishes, he'll leave me the fuck alone.
That only works for women. I play train games, and I just love this way.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Reginald, come over here.
What can I do for you, yes?
Cory needs a Segway. Give him
He
one.
needs a Segway. Oh, well, I don't own a Segway.
Most people don't.
No.
It's better to rent them.
What is
Neither do these guys, our sponsors.
What guys?
That's right, here at the Solitaire Rose Radio Network, we have ads, and our first sponsor is me. That's right, your charming and delightful old Uncle Rat Bastard. I have my first book out with Dangerous Dan Mohr. It's the first 100 strips of our online web strip, Worldwide News, the story of the lowest rated cable news network. And you can get yourself a copy with commentary, with all sorts of extras, with signatures and everything. Just email Dan over at lordshadowflame@gmail.com. Our top sponsor, who's been with us since day one, is DreamHost. DreamHost.com. You need yourself a website, and DreamHost.com is the #1 web host in the whole known universe. Just head over to DreamHost.com, put in the code KRAYZ, K-R-A-Y-Z, get $20 off your first year. How can you beat that? Our other sponsor is Graze, Graze.com. Healthy snacks for a healthy lifestyle. Just head over to Graze, put in the code CORYS 3R5P. Your first and fifth box are free. You could get them weekly. You could get them bi-weekly. You could get them monthly. You could just order a whole bunch of them. It's great stuff to keep you away from the vending machine at work. Now, if you would like to leave a comment for any of the podcasts that we do, we'd love those. Go ahead and email us at solitairerosenetwork@gmail.com, or you can call 952-856-0519. Operators are standing by. Okay, it's just a place that will record your calls, but we'll play them on the air. We'll answer your questions. We love getting feedback. Tell us what you think. Ask a question. Suggest a topic. Be a guest. Send us your stuff. SolitaireRoseNetwork@gmail.com. If you would like to advertise on any of the Solitaire Rose radio shows, you can. Just email us at SolitaireRoseNetwork@gmail.com. Subject advertising. Thanks. And after we do the ads...
Boy, you would think after such a long segue, those would be really good ads.
They are!
With that much build-up.
Our sponsors are amazing.
Sorry if you took it wrong. Jeez. A little sensitive.
Our sponsors are my best friends.
A little mustard on there. There's 3 cheese curds left. They're all yours.
We asked Joe,
Joe?
when the hell are you going to figure out what you're doing on this podcast? No. We say, Joe, what's going on the eBays?
I'm selling shit.
Yeah, I knew that answer. Lost in space for $1.
Yep.
Am I right?
Good song.
The $50 book's $1.
Yeah.
I will say that as soon as I get these comics taken care of, I got a lot of cool toys to sell.
Ooh, what kind of toys? What kind of toys?
Well,
Toys.
Transformers.
Oh,
And my buddy gave me some Monty Python stuff. And,
ooh.
I have like an Inspector Gadget, the Galoob toy that's loose, some Young Frankenstein toys, all sorts of fun things.
Nope, just checking, making sure the recording's still going.
Yeah, this is where you get transferred.
Yeah.
So
I'm a professional.
But generally,
Professional what? We have no idea, but professional nonetheless.
No. I gave him $50 and he just walked away.
How's everything?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. Can we get you a refill? Or he's already got you one you want? Okay.
Wolfie didn't even touch his.
Yeah, he's more of a Mountain Dew wolf.
KRAYZ. Come see what good stuff I got.
Well, and after Joe does his eBay thing, we get to my favorite part of the show.
Oh, that's where you pay the bill and we all leave, or are we
I'll be right
dashing and
over.
dining today?
No, not the part where I bring on the burlesque girls. It's freaking and geeking.
Holy smokes, we're there already?
Are we? Wow. Cool.
Joe, we'll start on your side of the table. What are you freaking on?
Oh, this is good food. Time for a nap. Dan, what are you freaking on?
I'm freaking on the fact, actually, I haven't been able to see the Transformer movie yet.
It'll be on Netflix tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, unfortunately, with the reviews it's getting,
So, I'll ask, with the movie only making $50 million its first weekend, are we looking at a Transformers reboot coming up?
I don't know if it's going to be a reboot as much as they're just going to have somebody else other than Michael Bay try to actually save it. Because they supposedly have this whole plan on what's going on. Like, they have a spin-off next year.
Everybody wants to do a universe. It's like Universal wanted to do that Universal Monsters universe.
Yeah.
And the first one of that movie series tanked.
Yep.
I can't help it.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Neither did anyone else.
No. But yeah, I mean, they keep trying to get it bigger and better instead of just continuing on with what actually was doing well, which is just, it was a Transformers movie. now they're trying to make it something it's not, and it's just hopefully they get somebody who understands that and put somebody in charge who's actually a fan, like they have with the Marvel movies.
Who's doing the comics?
IDW.
Have you been following that?
Some of them,
Because
yeah.
they shoehorn in G.I. Joe, Rom, Mask, My Little Pony. No, not yet,
No.
but it's coming. It's coming.
All the Hasbro stuff, yeah, they did a whole series on
Big
that.
crossover and series and things like that.
G.I. Schmo.
I was actually impressed how they brought Mask into it. What it is that they've tied it almost everything to Cybertronian technology.
Interference.
So, huh?
What I liked in that first crossover is they actually referred to the G.I. Joes from the 70s. The Action Team, Mike Power, the Atomic Guy. But that's it. Just a quick couple cameos and then they're gone.
Well, Action Man was one of the ones they brought in. Was one of the crossovers.
The Action Team, I think.
Oh, Action Team.
Because
Okay.
Action Man was England's version of G.I. Joe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had the big yellow command pose with a big A on it, like Atomic with his helicopter hand, and glow-in-the-dark eye, and they all had the beards and stuff.
Yeah.
Fuzzy head. Yeah.
Ooh. Cory's rubbing his head. You want to rub mine?
I have something.
Ooh.
I have something for you.
You have something for me? I'm not sure what that is.
Oh!
Yes, please.
Nice.
Wolfie, what are you freaking on?
I'm thinking on you're not backing that up.
You offered. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why you're alone at the Solitaire Rose compound so much, cleaning your house.
You know what, Joe?
I know lots of ones.
This idea of going out in public and doing these, not a big fan.
Yeah. I knew as soon as you come up with something fun, you poo-poo it.
This is fun.
For me,
Having a wolf puppet molest me is fun.
you're the one doing the podcast with them, not me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was a clause that was inserted into a
It
contract.
sounds to me like, Cory, you need to send a question into that podcast because you have problems and you need help.
Yes.
Give us some advice. Wolfie,
Yes.
tell us about your podcast that you do with Cory. 'Cause
The
Cory
podcast?
needs advice.
That's true. Like Cory, he needs advice. Of course, everybody needs advice. And so, Bad Advice with Wolfie and Cory has now recorded 4 episodes. That's what I said. Four.
What are we on the golf course?
Woo! And you can go. What's the address?
Badadvice.solitairerose.com.
You can go there, and you can go to a form off of that website and submit a question. We will work on Cory's issues.
It's episode 5.
Yeah.
Working on my issues. That's going to be like a 300 episode
You
series.
can't save it all for Festivus.
Those are grievances, not issues.
They're the same with you. I've been tracking.
I don't know. Maybe I should start recording my therapy sessions.
Subscriptions.
Prescriptions?
Subscriptions. Prescriptions.
No, I have
maybe.
prescriptions.
I put that behind a paywall because you can make a million.
Medicated for our. Yeah.
Medicated for your protection.
Yeah.
And remember,
Not as bad as Medicated Pete on the Howard Stern show, but still.
Still, yeah.
And remember, Cory has a bachelor's degree in psychology. In what?
In science.
Science.
I have a bachelor's degree
He knows more than you.
in psychology.
Yep.
So you can trust my advice is terrible.
I'll take
Yep.
that.
I can't wait to have Joe on the show, actually. I want to hear
Yeah,
his
that's
advice.
coming up in episode 4. Joe's a special guest.
That's right.
Yeah, that ain't ever happened.
Too late, already recorded.
That's right. That's when you gave me that blue pill and I.
That's when Bill Cosby showed up at your house and gave you a drink.
Oh, too soon. Too soon.
No.
I told you, no Hindenburg jokes either. That's not cool. Not cool.
How about Lincoln? Can I do Lincoln?
Next episode.
Okay.
Oh, the Huxtable. Yeah.
She's sitting awfully quiet. Ask her what she's freaking on.
Yes. Throw it over.
Jules, what are you freaking on?
Well, okay. So it's not really comic related, but today at work, one of the girls gave me lip gloss that she wasn't going to use, and it was this pretty, very pretty red color, and I put it on, and I was, I looked in the mirror, and it looked very nice, and I sat it down, and a while later, I was drinking something or this and that, and I went to the bathroom, and I looked in the mirror, and I swear to God, it was Heath Ledger's Joker staring back at me. I come back out, I'm like, how could you let me walk around like this? She's like, I didn't have my glasses on. But yeah, so I hate it when people won't tell you when you look like Heath Ledger's Joker.
Joe, I have a tale from the shop.
For your freaking?
No, from the makeup story we just got. By the way, I do believe that's the first makeup story we've gotten.
Possibly.
Even though we used to have a co-host that looked like a makeup case blew up in her face.
Oh, jeez.
I'll have to check the archives, but I think you got that right.
I'm happy to help.
But do you remember when the Teenage Fan Club would annoy the hell out of me? And then eventually, one of them just kept poking. It was a Tuesday, and Joe could talk more about who they were. They were neighborhood girls. But there was one who would just run up behind it and poke me in the back. And finally, I just got tired of it. We were watching wrestling, so I put her in a headlock. The makeup she had caused my arm not just to break out in hives, but blisters.
Oh my God.
And all I could say was, how the hell do you put that on your face? We had to go down to the drugstore and go, what can I do about that? And they gave me,
I suggested amputation.
But no, I had to take Benadryl and rub a cream on there. And they asked her where she got the makeup. She said, I don't know, my mom's old makeup kit that I found in the attic.
Oh, that's not okay. Yeah, 3 months. Throw it out.
That's how I learned about toxic makeup.
Oh yeah, I have real sensitive skin. I can't do that stuff.
That's why we're not teasing your skin. It's so sensitive. Your epidermis is showing.
Yes.
A lot more of it will be showing this weekend.
And that's why you should go to CONvergence, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, this is where you ask Cory what he's freaking on.
So what are you freaking on, Cory?
Not now. Too late.
Too late. Too late. On Netflix, I actually had 2 evenings where I got to be at home this week, Joe.
Slacker.
Oh my
I know.
gosh.
I'm such
What happened?
I'm a lazy bum.
Yes, you are.
I know, you always just lay there.
Yes.
Whoa.
I lay there and say, beige. We should paint the ceiling beige.
Maybe you should fix that hole in it first.
Well, no, the paint will cover it
That
up.
works for a shower.
The paint will cover it up. But I started flipping through Netflix, and the show Glow is on.
Glow?
Yes, it is with Mark Maron and Allison Brie. It's about the gorgeous ladies of wrestling, and it's an incredibly great show. Cory, why are you freaking about it? Quiet, I'll tell you. I haven't done binge watching because I don't have time. It's a 10-episode series. I started watching episode 1, and I got up at the end of episode 9 and went, I have to get to bed because I have to work tomorrow.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
And there's 1 episode left. I want to watch the end, but it's like, I'm not going to be able to stay awake.
But you work in HR. That would work out perfect.
No, because I have to take phone calls.
That's what I said. It would be perfect.
I get the angry phone calls.
Even better. Wake me up when you're done.
Of course, the other thing I'm freaking on, I talked about a little earlier, Wednesday night, I had to get dental work done. Ask me why I do it on Wednesdays.
Why do you do it on Wednesday?
Because Joe and I record on Thursday. He works Wednesday night. Because if I get dental work done and he's not working,
I want to podcast that so bad. I'd have called in sick to work. Come Cory, we're podcasting.
But I get out, and it's like, oh, wow, it's like 7:30. I have time. I can finally get my hair cut, because I've wanted to get it cut for like 2 months, but I haven't had time. So I'm driving home, and it's okay, there's a place I could get my hair cut. I go in, they go, what would you like? I would like to have a What would you like? Just make it McLeeson.
Wouldn't that be great? I mean, you're just laughing at it now. To have a whole podcast of that. Cory, tell us about how Jack Kirby was not as good as everybody says he was. And he
What was talking about?
It sells itself.
I would love to have you do that when he's doing some major stuff and he's like on laughing gas.
No, they didn't give the laughing gas. They gave me enough Novocaine, however. The weird thing about Novocaine is when you like have a bottle of soda and you drink it, it's like, oh my God, half the bottle's missing. Oh wait, no, I just can't feel that side of my face at all.
It's on my shirt.
Oh no, I never spill soda. I'm too addicted.
See, my problem with Novocaine. Here, I'll give you guys a story for your again. Novocaine tends to wear off on me really fast. Like when I was getting my wisdom tooth taken out, they have to crack my teeth in order to get them out because of the roots. It wore off right as they cracked it.
Oh, fun!
Yeah, but that's not the worst time the Novocaine ever wore off. See, they use Novocaine in vasectomies.
Oh!
Nuts.
Halfway through, I suddenly went, Doc, should I be feeling this? And he went, no. I'm like, I think we have a problem. And so he gets the Novocaine out, puts it in, and says, could you feel that? I said, yes. He's like, good, that means you needed it.
Now, we have 3 people here who've had a vasectomy. The worst part of it is the smell of burning.
Yeah, it's like, I smell flesh. It reminds me of Boy Scout campfire. When wieners are done.
When you see and smell smoke coming from the worst place ever imaginable.
Although I do gotta say, contrary to the rumor where the prettiest nurses are working in the vasectomy clinics, no, they work where you do your colonoscopies. I'm like, wow, what makes all these 25-year-old women fresh out of college residency want to work with old guys' bums?
They don't want to. It's they have to start at the bottom.
Literally.
Thank you. Thank you. You've been a beautiful girl.
Fortunately, Cory will not be at the Patty Wagon much longer, so don't bother coming by. But the food was excellent.
Have I told my dad getting his vasectomy story?
Hang on, let me check the archives. I'm back. No, you haven't.
Oh, okay. So when I told my parents I was getting a vasectomy, my dad said, well, don't do what I did. Oh, what did you do, Dad?
Hang
He
the
said,
rocks
well,
together.
no, worse.
Yeah.
He went and got the vasectomy, and when he came back, he felt okay because they really numbed him up. And we still had the farm.
Oh dear.
So he got on one of the horses
Oh dear God.
and went off to the far pasture to check on the cattle. As he was going around making sure that the fences were all secure, the anesthetic wore off. He said it was the longest walk home he'd ever dealt with because all of a sudden it's like, I'm not riding this goddamn horse anymore.
That hurts me, and I don't have those.
With mine, I also at the end of it they gave me Viagra.
Yeah, you know,
Vicodin.
you got to shoot it. You got to clear out the pipes, buddy.
We're not sure which one it was, but it started with a V.
They gave me Vicodin, which I then found out I did not do well with, and threw it up afterwards.
Oh, that's not good.
No, because you know that those muscles are connected.
Yes.
That was the most painful sickness I ever had.
I think I threw out my balls, but I know they're not there.
My doctor told me I couldn't do. I was lifting weights a lot more back then.
Mm-hmm.
My doctor told me, now you're not allowed to do squats for at least a month.
No. another freaking squats reminded me of this. So the other day, I was at work and we were at one of the cultural thing, whatever. And the guy leading it was like, okay, everybody get up and we're going to get the blood flowing and blah, blah, blah. And he said, okay, everybody, we're going to do squats. What you do is you stand there and you go down to your legs are 90 degrees to the, to the ground. So I did and promptly heard,
time to buy bigger pants.
Is it supposed to sound like celery breaking? Oh my God.
It didn't even rip on the seam. It ripped both sides of the seam. Thankfully, I had my gym bag in my car, but I was doing the rest of this training in yoga pants.
That's a Chinese mystery, one hung low.
Should have wore Zubas.
Yeah.
Oh, thankfully, I was wearing boxers. So,
and now, Joe,
Joe,
what are you geeking on?
Joe at the end.
Well, speaking of cons, there seems to be an awful lot of one-day wonders popping up all over the place. I went to one last weekend, the Blizzard World one. It was actually pretty good. There were no omnibuses, unfortunately, because, if I find any, the first thing I do is text Cory, do you need any of these? We're bad for each other.
I know, he's my enabler.
I am.
We got to have an intervention at some point during one of these podcasts.
Have some more coleslaw. Anyways, I found myself not really caring to buy individual issues. I bought graphic novels and things you wouldn't expect. I did find the second Saga of the Swamp Thing with Alan Moore. At least I think it is. I haven't checked to make sure. It seemed to sync up. I found Invasion, of all things.
I love that story.
It was good. I reread it. The ending kind of fizzled because it just kind of...
Well, it feeds into other books.
Yeah, but the Invasion thing itself was really good. 80 pages, no ads, And I have the originals. They'll be on eBay. Or in the dollar bins because there ain't no value to any of it. This is our waitress. Say hi.
Hi, my name is Sheila. You should have me on your podcast. No, you shouldn't. I don't know. It would be very embarrassing.
Well, did you see
I saw Guardians of the Galaxy 2
now you know
and Wonder Woman.
Now you're talking. I haven't even seen Wonder Woman yet. What'd you think of Wonder Woman?
I enjoyed it in the moment. And then afterwards, I thought, I wish there wasn't quite as much fighting, but I really love the character of Wonder Woman. I thought she was great. And her whole backstory was great. And the actress was so cool. So, yeah.
How about Guardians?
I liked it a lot, but not as much as the first one, but that could be because I saw the first one 14 times. And I may have to get up to that with the second one to fully enjoy it. But yeah, I thought it was good. I wish they would have had Groot grow up a little bit during. I don't know if I should say that.
We
spoil
It's been out for a while. So,
yeah, it's been out.
Okay, so I'm wondering if I should bring a check, or if you're thinking about shakes and malts, or...
I would like another diet.
I'm actually pretty good. That was a good meal.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, well good. I'll get you a soda and
thank you. Okay, so
I'm trying to think of what else I bought. But the things I'm buying are just things that, they were cheap graphic novels, like Steve Henninger was there. He's selling off his stuff, and he had JLA Avengers, which in the remember the never to be republished paperback. So I had to buy it, and it promptly disappeared. No, but I did. I got it at home because now I can, when I want to read it, I don't have to pull out that big absolute. But just things like that, I just spent more time going through that. I didn't really look at comic issues because what struck me is 90% of the time I'm looking at this, it's like I don't think about it like a comic issue. Let's ask. Just throw out a quick one. What's the first appearance of Carnage?
Amazing Spider-Man 361.
Okay, so 361. It guides about $50. There's guys there that have it for 50, 60, 70 bucks.
Should I just put this in the middle?
Yeah. And what I notice is on eBay, it's going maybe 20, 30. I see tons of books like that where these guys have them at guide price, and I know online they're going for so much less. And I don't see the books selling, but I don't know how a comic store can exist. If the guide says it's 80, but you can go online and get it for 40. Another quick one. First appearance of Nightwing.
Oh, that was, wasn't that Tales of the Teen Titans 41?
Yes. I got one. Very fine near mint. Guide's about 50. Mint guide's about 70. You know, people are offering me 20, 30 for it, which I'll probably take. But it's just, I see books like that constantly because, and maybe it's because I'm just going so crazily through my collection to make sure I don't, you know, accidentally blow out that $100 comic. But it's just, I don't get how they're making it.
I think one of the things, especially with dealers at shows, you know, you're going to the small shows. These are guys, they don't own a store, they don't do a lot of online. They're just grabbing the guide and pricing it. They don't realize that the guide doesn't keep up with the trend. And also, eBay has really transformed the back issue market.
Oh, big time. Like I said, most of the stuff that you'll find in my dollar blowout in the fall is great filler stock. I mean, the whole runs of Spider-Man, and they probably in eBay they're going for $5, and you're talking that's $1 with $4 shipping.
Yeah.
Now, if I was in a store, I'd put it in out about at $5. If I went to a con, I'd do $5 on it. As it is, I'm just getting rid of it. So, yeah, it's crazy just some of the stuff that I just see there. But I'm not buying a lot. The only book I was tempted on, they had an all-star Batman that was signed by Jim Lee, Frank Miller. There were 2 other people involved. One of them remarked it, I think the inker.
Okay.
And I thought, oh, that'd be cool just to have the autographs. But it was like $200. I had been very good. I didn't even break like $70 in buying graphic novels, so I just left. And then the weird thing was there was a con the following day, and I don't know where it was because I looked all over and could not find it. They did no advertising for it, but it happened. Steve was telling me about it. Claire's got one coming up on this 14th or 17th of July. You go to like Comic Geek Speak or just Google Twin City Comic Con, just find all these little cons just popping up. So it's kind of cool. I think the market's healthy. Hopefully the shows people go to, I know I'm going to be trying to go for it. But I'm just like, I'm slowly transforming everything into graphic novels.
Yeah.
I'm getting too old to lug 500 boxes around just to find that one issue I know I had, but it's not there. But why do I have Young Heroes in Love 9? Where are the other 10? You had something to do with this, Wolfie. I know you did.
Well, yeah, it had love in the title, and you know,
Yeah, well.
Paper Cuts Heal.
I got this other little book, Weekly World News, much better on the pump. But we'll talk later.
Okay.
Dan, what are you geeking on?
Well, I'm geeking on actually coming up also in July is Jules and my 10th anniversary.
Oh wow!
And we will. And we've been saving up for a trip. We're going to Disney World in early August. Now I'm geeking on that. However, almost more important than that. What? Almost. You might agree with me at this point, because the weekend before, I know that Jules is not going to be able to sleep and is not going to be able to do anything except for be excited over and over and over and again. Luckily, Voltron Season 3 is being released that same weekend.
Yes!
You gotta have a goal. Huh? You gotta have a goal.
I know. So we'll be watching we'll be binge watching Season 3.
So now the question for you now is when you're down there and you're going through the gift stores, which are inevitably after every single ride you go
Oh yeah.
Are you going to be picking and buying up stuff like that?
Yeah, probably.
Because I know a lot of the Star Tour stuff, especially like Star Wars, Indiana Jones, if it's like a Disney exclusive, you could bring that back and at the con probably sell it.
Well, that's
the dumb little droids, I remember when I was down there, I picked up a ton of them and just sold them when I got back in the store.
Well, we don't tend to sell stuff on our table that we haven't made because it's more creations, so we don't do resale.
That's something to feed into your habit.
Well, yes.
It's a good idea to grab something and flip it if you can.
Well, see, Joe, that's the thing is that I go and buy stuff that I want, not stuff for flipping.
And that's the thing. A lot of these things I bought, I never opened, and then I got to the point like, well, I'd like to open it, but because they discontinued it, it's now like $50. I'll take the $50. I sold some really cool Indiana Jones toys, but
no, if I end up picking something up that we do keep in the box, and eventually it's like, okay, I don't want it anymore, I'm trying to get rid of it, yeah, I'll flip it at that point, no problem. But like I said, we've been saving for years, so we have an account that's specifically just for spending down there. So yeah, we'll be picking stuff up.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Someone's addicted to Disney pins.
A little bit.
Oh, the pins.
A little bit.
I remember going there with my daughters, and I bought them that autograph book so they could run around and get autographs from all the costume guys.
Yeah, I'm going to do that too, because I'm a dork.
If you find any Disney Hot Wheels, let me know.
Hot Wheels?
Yeah, they used to have these buses. They'll say like 2018 Disney Hot Wheel exclusive toy bus.
Sure.
They're only like $10.
Yeah, no, I'll keep an eye out for
Yeah,
that.
if you find them.
Yeah.
So I got the ones at home, and I'm like, what do I do with it? Do I sell it? No, I still. It reminds me of being down there, you know.
No, well, in all honesty, we're going down with another couple, and the guy actually used to be an animator down there. So, yeah, so he'll be able to find whatever we're looking for.
Yeah.
Now the question, you bring a Wolfie, or does he stay home?
Wolfie is staying home.
Aww.
Party at Wolfie's place.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's just going to be me and Ishmael.
You ever see the movie Risky Business? Take that times 5.
What times 5?
The movie Risky Business.
You mean he's going to be screwing on the light rail all night long?
Not only that, he's going to be dancing around in his underpants.
He doesn't wear
That's
underpants.
Well, I do if I need to.
And sunglasses.
Can you fit in Dan's underpants?
Yes.
He has, quite often.
Yes. Wait.
And no stuffing, it's just natural.
Yeah.
No wonder you're podcasting, Cory. I'm a bit jealous.
He does not have Risky Business sunglasses, but he does have Elvis ones.
Yes, I have Elvis.
Elvis wore sunglasses?
Acceptable.
I had no idea Elvis wore sunglasses.
Why don't you buy some Transmetropolitan glasses and just wear those?
I had those at one point.
I've been dying to get some. I don't know if you read Transmetropolitan.
Yeah.
You know, he's got the square and the red glasses.
Oh, yeah.
And
One's
they
square and one's round.
Yep. I've seen those for sale.
What's the color? Red and green.
Red and green.
And I was looking for those
3D.
To make. I wanted to do them prescription, but
then it's blue.
I can't find
It's
it.
either red and green or red and blue.
It would have been, if it was for 3D, then it would have been red and blue.
Okay.
But I thought it was red and green, but I could easily be wrong. So I'm not going to fight Strode on that.
No. That will never be a segment. Fight the stroke.
I admit when I'm wrong. I will say that. I admit when I'm wrong.
All right. It's a lot like Fonzie.
No. I actually come out and say, yeah, I screwed up last week. I said this.
And then I say, no, you were right. I was wrong about being wrong. Yes, you were right. Yeah, I got that right.
He screwed up because he was laying on his back.
Who's next?
I think Wolfie.
The bad Joker.
Well, I can tell you right now what I'm freaking or geeking on. Somebody's here finally with a good chest.
Thank you, Wolfie.
He meant Dan.
Okay.
No, I meant Joe.
That's not what he was staring at, trust me.
I saw where he was looking.
Yeah, even with those eyes.
Yeah. All right. Stop it.
Right.
My eyes are here. Here.
Oh, they are right there, aren't they? Yeah. There's a reason why I have my head.
Wait, you have eyes? Jules, what are you geeking on?
Okay, so I am geeking on. I'm a fan of Harry Potter, and just a couple of days ago, I think it might have been even yesterday, J.K. Rowling came out with this information. I'm loving it. It's that Professor Sprout, the head of herbology, and she's also the head of Hufflepuff, House Hufflepuff, and Flitwick, the Charms Master, had a long-term relationship.
Oh, the one played by Warwick Davis.
Yeah, they had a long-term relationship. They were in like a big torrid love affair, and it didn't end up working out, but now they're really good friends. But this is backstory that nobody knew before, so it's really cool, and I'm geeking on it. I love it. I think it's awesome.
Wait, was that the one with the goat? No, that was Dumbledore's brother. Never mind.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm geeking on that. And of course, going to Disney as well. I'm also geeking on that we're going to be doing that. I've been to Disney before. There's actually a new parts of it. I haven't been to as much as we're going to see, and I haven't been to Universal, which we're also going to in Harry Potter World, both of them, and going to ride the train between. So I'm very excited about that.
So you're going to do the Universal thing too?
Yeah, both.
Oh,
yep, it's going to be awesome.
That'll be
because
fun.
we're going to be down there for almost 2 weeks.
Wow.
And there's this new place called the Dress Shop. in Disney Springs that we're going to go to, and it has dresses that are based on the Disney characters. So they're not the costuming of it, it's inspired. Like, say if it was Belle inspired, it'd be a blue dress maybe with a book print on the edge of the bottom of the dress, stuff like that. So I'm getting dressed. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and pin trading and stuff like that. But I was really I was geeking about the whole thing about the Sprout and Flitwick thing that came out this week. I was very excited about that.
Just sold it for $40.
$40.
Tales of the Teen Titans, 44.
Nice.
Yep, you had your chance.
Oh, it's 44. 41's where the story starts, and he
this is where he becomes a
that's when he becomes Nightwing.
See, he does admit when he's wrong.
Wow.
That's what's right about it.
Yeah, that one, Ishmael would have liked that. He loves Nightwing.
So, Cory?
Yes?
Geek all over me.
I feel dirty now.
You should. If you're a Catholic, I'd say you have lots of confessing to do a lot.
We don't have a confession this week. That's one of my favorite news segments of the show, where I make a confession. First thing I'm geeking on, Netflix Glow, watch it. It's based on the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling from the 80s, but it's not, it's uses that as kind of a kickoff. Very well done show, part comedy, part drama. They get the wrestling right. If you know your wrestling, you're going to see a lot of cameos. Johnny Mundo, Christopher Daniels, Brodus Clay. Those are just the ones off the top of my head. Lots of cameos. I guess Chavo Guerrera worked behind the scenes to teach them the moves. And they have the wrestling part down right. They show what the training is like. They talk about what the training is like. And Mark Maron is amazing as the director. And as I'm watching it, people are saying this online, but as I'm watching it, I'm going, he should play Stan Lee in the 70s.
Oh dear.
He should play Stan Lee in the 70s. He's got it down.
Nice.
Like I said earlier, I don't normally binge because I don't have time, but I watched the first 9 episodes like that.
Dear Lord.
Could not stop. It's so good. The Marvel Legacy announcements that are coming out are making me very happy.
Which ones?
I was just looking at it.
They announced the creative team on Captain America.
Yeah.
Mark Waid and Chris Samney, who did Daredevil, just wrapped up a Black Widow run. Mark Waid, who did that amazing run in the 90s. That
interrupted by Heroes Reborn.
Oh, okay.
And when they announced that, it's like, so that's why they're doing the Mark Waid Captain America omnibus. Okay. But everybody's going back to what they're called legacy numbers, such as, what is it, Spider-Man's going to be in the 700s? Like 780 something.
So what Superman and Batman did in the early 2000s.
Well, what Superman and Batman just did
again
in Rebirth, where it's okay, we're going back to the original numbers. It really sounds like they're going to do their own version of Rebirth.
Now, did you read?
Because it's okay. This one issue has all these threads that are going to go through blah 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 blah. I don't mind. It all comes down to the creative teams, and if they're saying, "Oh, okay, we're going to put Mark Waid on Captain America," that's a good start. Just make sure you're getting good creative teams. That was one of the problems I had with the New 52 and Rebirth, where it's, oh yeah, here's Scott Lobdell on everything. Oh, who cares?
Now,
no one cares.
In previews this month, did you buy those legacy books they were offering? It was like Jean Grey meets Jean Grey, New Hope meets
I did
Classic
not,
Hulk.
because they're all going to be showing up on the Marvel Unlimited.
Yeah, I kind of passed on those too. But if they get the creative teams going, that might get me excited. So maybe next year I will have my second final sale, blowing out what I bought between now and then.
You're going to take Gruber's place as having a final sale every year.
First final sale. People are excited.
Another thing I'm geeking on, I'm working all the time. The good thing about that is it means I have money in the bank. So remember how I talked about Sinister Cinema had their new drive-in double features? Yeah, I just called up and ordered all 12 of them. And when I called, in the recent Sinister Cinema catalog, we talked about this, they put a letter saying that they may be shutting down because people, you know, they still have a few people who are buying VHS tapes. They cater to older people, but a lot of their stuff's public domain, so it's available on YouTube, it's available on streaming. And when I called, I said, you know, it's kind of sad that you guys are going to be shutting down. They said, well, because after that letter came out, they had such a huge response that they got so many orders, they were running behind by about 3 to 4 weeks. Oh, wow. They're not going to be shutting down. They just needed to let people know, hey, you know, we're not getting as many orders as we used to. So a lot of people were like, oh, well, then this stuff I've been planning on buying for the next few years, I'm just going to buy it all now. So Sinister Cinema is going to stay around. She said that they'll probably do some more drive-in double features next year. So pretty excited about that. And one of the things about having a full-time job where I'm a real employee, I'm a real boy. I have vacation days.
Yes, you are.
So next month in July, I'm able to take 3 whole days off.
That's un-American. Nice. Most Americans can't take their vacation day. Like, what are you, a commie?
Well, I'm not taking all of them.
Are you actually going to take it off from your second job too?
It depends because for the one in July, a lot of it is, okay, I'm going to get my final work done on my teeth. I'm going to get my trip to the doctor done. I'm going to, you know, do stuff around the Twin Cities.
Mental note, take every day off, every Wednesday off in July.
But I'm also going to do some touristy stuff in the Twin Cities. I've lived here for, this year it'll be 30 years. That I haven't done. I haven't done a lot of the touristy stuff.
Like what?
Like Underwater World at the Mall of America. Or
go see the Mill Museum downtown.
I've never been there. I want to do some of the touristy stuff because I never have time or anybody to go do it with. Well, I'm going to have a little time. And then in October, I am taking the whole first week of October off. I don't know where I'm going yet. I may go to Europe. I may go see my parents. I may just get in the car and drive. I don't know, but I have, 10 whole days that I will not be at work.
Nice. I may be in Vegas for work that week.
I'm not going to Vegas.
There's some really cool comic stores to visit.
In Vegas?
Oh yeah, there's a few right off the strip. I mean, within a mile of the strip. I'll have to show them to you.
Oh yeah.
There's one, and I'll have the next podcast give the name. Or you guys can go look up the podcast we did while I was working in Vegas. But I was walking with the guy. I went to the guy every week. I hit every comic store in Vegas. And then I decided on the one because I could do that. I could do In-N-Out Burger, get back to the hotel. That was my day off. And I was talking to the guy.
Wolfie blew it. There was an In-N-Out Burger joke that he just let fly by.
When you saw his eyes light up.
I didn't actually hear what he said.
You were nuzzling Dan pretty hard.
Yeah.
Or was it? Is he breastfeeding? Oh, anyways, it's as I was leaving, I told the guy, you know, hey, thanks for taking care of me comic-wise, but I won't be here next week. I said, where are you going to? I'm heading home. Where's home? Oh, St. Paul, Minnesota. What? Do you know Nick Postiglione? Yes, I do. Oh, what a great guy. And we were talking about, this was before Nick had passed away, so I did get a chance to tell him the story. So I'll find out which one it was. But that was always whenever we would do the podcasts and I was somewhere, I'd make sure I knew where the comic stores were. On my days off, I would plot to get to all of them.
Nice.
No, yeah, then I had 100 pounds of comics to bring home, but that's a different story. So.
And the last thing I'm geeking on, later this week.
Notice he told us all one thing, and this selfish bastard brings 3. 3 geekings. That's my freaking.
Later this week, I got an episode with Patrick McAvoy where we talk about our favorite Kirby inkers. This is Jack Kirby's 100th birthday is at the end of August, so we're going to be doing some special Jack Kirby podcasts. Patrick McAvoy sent us a message. They're keeping secrets.
Tell everyone how good Vince Coletta is.
We actually talk about Vince Coletta on the podcast, and Patrick and I have a disagreement.
Ooh.
Really?
Yes.
Fight the stroke. Fight the stroke.
But Patrick sent me a note afterward who said, You guys need to do more publicity for your show. You're one of the best podcasts out there. You're really knowledgeable and incredibly entertaining. And so, I don't know, I'm going to try and figure out how to get us some publicity. But those listeners who are listening, tell everyone you've ever known in your whole entire life about this show. If it's someone you like, let them know. Let them know that they'll like it. If it's somebody you don't like,
tell them even.
Yeah, tell them. You know, and if you hate the show, tell your enemies. It's a real shitty trick. Believe it or not, kids.
I don't believe it.
We've finished our meal and talked about funny books for an hour and a half.
Yay.
And as we say every week, the comic we like the least, we still like better than the comic that you like the most. Joe?
It's time to go.
What?
Time to hit my music. Transformers, robots in disguise. Autobots in battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. Do. There's your music.